Because I know a few people asked me if you were recording it.
Okay, I'm recording right now.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to talk fast because we only have 45 minutes, and we are going to, I will put some stuff in the chat, and then after the chat, I will make note of who's on here, and I will make a thread of things also that we can do for follow-up activity. So I'm actually going to go, I wrote a lot of notes out tonight, so I am actually going to do my email. Lily, you have to mute. Okay. Amanda is saying that we're going to leverage the thing with Melissa McCarthy. She's just texting me now, so we'll do that. But okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to talk about the roller. And I know that on our team page, there has been so much excitement about the roller, which is great. And I think that by making it fun and keeping people engaged, I actually think that people have sold more rollers. And I also think that Fran and her post had a lot to do with that too. So what I want to do now is I want to share, I'm going to put it in the chat, so hold on one second. The ways that I have leveraged the roller story. Here we go. Okay. I'm going in my drafts. Okay, so the first thing is let's get all our ducks in a row for the roller special. I want everybody to kind of look over their Facebook posts, including me, because I actually have to do another one. And if anybody wants to kind of say what has worked or what hasn't worked for their Facebook posts, but maybe also please to think about doing one more post that is roller oriented and making it fun. So I'm probably going to copy Fran. I've been wimping out to do it. Like I've thought about it a million times, but that's I think what I want to do. I just think it's fun and I've never done anything like that. And I think Fran and I have different enough audiences that I can do that. But the first thing I want everybody to do is look over their Facebook posts, make sure that they have something about the roller, and then shift it up in whatever way you need to get one more post about the roller into your social media feed between Wednesday and Thursday. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing, I want to make sure that everyone has messaged their PCs. And for this, I'm going to put something in the group chat. So hold on one second. Here we go. Okay, to everyone. Here we go. Okay, so what you see here is the language that I used to message my PCs. So if a PC is already using the either redefine or reverse, I sent them the first message, and then I found this YouTube video with Nurse Mary, and it says like how great it is to build in the roller to your regimen. So I sent that. Anyone who wasn't using the regimen already, or even if they were, like a Lash customer or somebody like that, I put the video that has, what's his name in it? Somebody help me.
Dr. Tim.
Thank you. And I sent kind of this similar language. So you guys can either copy and paste it, or like I said, at the end of this, I will make a thread for those people on it, and I will give you that. So that's the second thing. So the first thing is to review your Facebook post. The second thing is to make sure you've messaged every PC. Now, I personally have messaged every single PC, and I do not have I have not sold 1 million rollers. So what I'm going to do, and I didn't write this in there, what I'm going to do between Wednesday and Thursday, probably Thursday, because I'll be like, oh, it's the last day, is whatever my Facebook post is, I'm going to duplicate that into my texts for my PCs. So yes, I'm going to go back to all. I counted, I'm down to 99. I took 6 PCs out this month. So yes, I'm going to go back to all 99 PCs and remind them that the special is ending on that day. And whatever kind of cute image I do for Facebook, or for my social media, that's what I'm going to do for my text messages to my PCs. Okay, so that's number 2. Then number 3 is, and I already did this too, and I'll put this in the chat also, I messaged everybody who used the solution tool, okay? Because if they've used the solution tool, you have to think, hold on, I'm copying this. If they've used the solution tool, they have some kind of interest in our products, okay? So what I did was I made this email. I actually did it as a mass email to anyone who has taken the solution tool. Okay. So you guys can take pieces of that. And then the last thing, and I haven't done this yet because I have a million of these too, is to go back to anyone who you sampled. Sometimes I think that offering people that we've sampled something new, something on sale, like who knows who will bite you, even if you get one, how great is that? So I haven't written that language yet. I will use something very similar to what I just put on the chat for the solution tool. Has anybody messaged their people that they've sampled regarding the roller special? No. Nobody has language they want to share? Okay, moving on. Told you we're going to do this quick. Let me go back to my notes. Hold on. Okay, so that was it. It was 4 things. Social media posts, your PCs, your people that you have done the solution tool that haven't bought, and your people that you have sampled. So those are the 4 areas I want everybody to focus on for the last 2 days of this roller special. And I'm sure you guys know we're at like 87 rollers. Like we're totally gonna get to 100 and someone is totally gonna win $100. So it's pretty exciting. So get going. As you know, the more times you're in it, the more chances you have. Okay. The second thing, moving off of the roller and onto the 10-year anniversary special. So if I'm like everybody else on the planet, I got this and I saw $550 and I was like, oh boy. But then I really thought about it and I can't remember whose post it was. It probably was Darnell that was like, you know what? Don't think of it as this is what I'm spending now. Think of it as this is what I'm spending for the future. And I think that's totally accurate. I was just saying to Jody before you guys came on that the things that I bring around and I go to, you guys know, like I go to gyms, I do pop-up shops at gyms, real estate agents, any launches, like whatever I do, I bring these disgusting regimens around. So for me, it really is time to like kind of proof it up. But the other thing that I saw on another page was that, and I actually had thought of this, but I hadn't put it into language. What if you went back to people who were on the fence, sold those 4 regimens for $100 each? You've almost made back the cost of what you spent, and then you have all the samples, all the new things that we want. And to be perfectly honest, I didn't realize until I went to second glance around, there's a hat. And you guys know I wear hats all the time. So that was just a little perk. So what Steph's going to do now is she's going to put into the language. All right. Who's that? Lily, is that you again? Making noise? No? You're muted? Okay. Whoever is making noise, please mute. Okay, so Steph's going to put here. She's going to take over for a minute. Go ahead, Steph.
Do you want me to explain?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to wait, hold on. Why can't I do this? I'm going to paste in this section. I don't know if this is too long, actually. Okay, hold on. It might be. I'm going to paste it in 2 sections. So this is what I shared with my team today. I mean, I am like the biggest, you got to spend money to make money type of person. This is too long. Well, I totally see the value in this. But Amy's right. When I looked at it this morning, I was like, $553. Why isn't this letting me paste it? That's a lot of money. Okay. I don't know why. Sorry. Hold on. I'm having technical difficulties. I think you can only paste like a little bit at a time here. Yeah. All right. Give me 2 seconds because I can't talk and copy at the same time. Okay. Sorry, guys. This is all choppy. So I really felt like, this is basically like another convention kit, right? Yeah. So I felt kind of, it was difficult for me at first when I saw this morning to ask my team to spend this kind of money. But when I sat down, because I always do this, right? If there's ever a special, like with the roller special, what my team can do to grow their business with this highly discounted, kit or whatever promotion. So these are the examples that I gave to my team. Personally, for me, I think that the way that I'm positioning this, especially with my directs, talking to them one-on-one, because remember, if your directs buy this, it goes into your PSQV and you're getting paid 15% on it. So it's a huge benefit to you. It's a benefit to your volume, but also this is a great way to strategize with your directs and your team on how they can create a very solid summer plan for themselves. So I think that this is really great timing considering that it's June 1st on Friday. And now you have this whole kit of basically business boosting essentials for you to work your business and for your directs and your team to work their business over the next 3 months. So I suggested, and I think it's a great idea if you have somebody that is not really focused on building their team and preferred customers, right? Because a lot of their people, their objection is it's too expensive. So I love Amy's suggestion, either selling it at wholesale price or $100 each to pay for that kit. And then they still end up with those samples and that flip book and that hat. But my suggestion is to take those 4 regimens and use them as 4 sign-on incentives. And the way that I would position this is I always tell people no matter when they enroll, they're going to get a free regimen. And my team does the welcome gift. So those are 2 ways that we constantly incentivize. And I'm not paying for
welcome gift.
It changes all the time. Like right now, Kate Spade has a sale and it's 30% off extra. So I get these little card holders. And my team is not enrolling more than 10 people a month right now. So it's manageable. Probably we'll stop that next year. But for right now, that's what I do. Your welcome gift can be a notebook, or you can just coach your teams to duplicate that and whatever they want it to be. It could be. But anyway, so I always coach that we get a regimen for free, right? Corporate gives it to them on a $6.95 and a $9.95. So now I'm coaching my directs to incentivize with 2 free regimens. And basically the way that I worded it was, if you get this kit, you're always going to have like this arsenal on hand. So if you have a really hot prospect that's right there next month and they just need to be incentivized a little bit, they don't have to wait for corporate or me or an upline partner to offer the free regimen. So that was like a really great thing. And then I did the math. So if they enroll 4 people on a $9.95 kit, which hopefully your team also duplicates that really well, that's $3,600 in PSQV for them, whether that's in 1 month or over the course of the next 3, 4, 5 months. And that's a $540 payday for them. So that right there, 4 regimens, using that to grow your team, that is not just getting that kit paid for, it's return on your investment over and over and over again for the indefinite period of time, as long as those consultants are continuing. And the sample packs, you can use those to also incentivize like people on your team right now, because obviously not everyone is going to choose to buy this, and those who do, the 10 samples are going to go like that. And then also summer is a great time to start conversations. So having those samples on hand, especially the Bright Eye Complex, because it is a product that people can see instant results from, that's pretty cool to have. So all of those things. And then I have like a ton of other ideas in here, but I think it's really important for yourself, or also when you're coaching your team, to show them how quickly they can make a return on investment. One of my directs, I don't think she's on here, Jen Kircher, she said to me, I'm just really worried about making the money back. And I reminded her that she made back her $9.95 in 4 weeks. So that should be your answer to anything. If you can make $1,000 in 4 weeks, then you can make $500 in your sleep. So hopefully this helps you guys. I think that it's really important. I know that for me as a leader, even when it's like, I'm like, how can I ask these people to spend, for some of them, more than a paycheck on these? But it really is like such a healthy thing for your team. And it's really, if you're not coaching them to take it, I think that it's doing a disservice. Whether or not they choose to do it, that's completely on them. But presenting it to them like this, I mean, I'm excited about it. And also I'm happy to extend anyone on my team, if they purchase one of these kits, I'm doing a private Zoom, kind of like a summer springboard, where we can talk about different ideas for them to utilize this kit and how they're going to share it. So if you do have somebody on your team, or you yourself buy one, I'm happy to extend that to you guys as well.
Thanks, Steph.
Okay.
You're welcome. Hopefully it helped.
Oh wait, how did I get on full screen? Okay. Okay. And the other thing I feel like with it is that, it's kind of one of those things where like, we know it's not going to come back. So I also feel like to coach, I remember when we got offered a couple of years back to buy one of the kits. It was at one convention. It was like only available to us. It was really exciting. And I remember calling anyone who enrolled on the 45 or on the 395, because anybody who ever enrolls on the 395 always regrets it. So, and I actually didn't have anybody enroll on the 45. So at that point, so I called people on the 395, and I remember that they were like, yes, yes, yes. So the other thing is to go back to anybody who has enrolled on a lower kit recently and say to them, guess what? Now's your chance. $500. Like, look what you can get. So I just want to remind people of that too, because that is a major thing. All right, let me go back to the notes. Hold on. One moment. Where am I? Here I am. Okay. So actually, this is actually kind of a two-part thing. And this, as you know, we do a lot of things on the fly. And so this is kind of going to be on the fly, because before I hopped onto this Zoom, literally about 2 minutes before, I got an email from Melissa McCarthy. And so if you are in Melissa McCarthy's Gen 1 to Gen 6, so I don't know where, did you get it, Jode? You did. So are you her Gen 6? Does that mean that like Wetzel didn't get it?
I'm 6.
Lily got it for sure. Steph got it. Shauna, I don't know where you.
I didn't get it. She just emailed us.
She emailed it, yeah.
I emailed it like 45 minutes ago.
I have to be her Gen 6. I think I'm Melissa Darnell's Gen.
Jody and I are her Gen 5, I think.
What?
No, because that would mean I'm her Gen 4.
Gen 5.
Anyway, this is what she said. Let me get it up.
I'm
Hold on.
her 7th Gen.
It's really, you're her 7th, so you won't get it then. But this is what she's doing, and I'm telling you this not because I'm so sorry that you weren't invited, but I'm telling you this because it's an excellent idea, and we can duplicate it somehow, especially the girls in Pennsylvania. So what she's doing is she's saying she would like to personally invite every single person in her Gen 1 to Gen 6 to a cocktail party that she's throwing on a Wednesday night, Tuesday night, something like that. And what she says is there's a couple of ways to qualify, but one of the ways to qualify is to buy the 10-year special and host an event with it. Doesn't matter who, what, where, when, or how. You know, you can go to your local coffee shop and do an event like we do all the time. And if you buy it and host an event with it before June 19th, you are automatically invited. So you don't have to do it. She's doing it at a huge scale bar. Listen, Jody and I might do this in Tenafly with just our, you know, small team here, because I can't go on the 19th because my son's graduating from 8th grade. Anyway, I just think that it's a really cool thing to think about, is as another way, like Steph has an incentive for her team that if they buy it, she's giving them a choice of A, B, C, D. You got that from Miriam, right?
Yeah, Miriam's doing a raffle like 11,000 people, but because my team is smaller, I'm incentivizing any single person, doesn't matter what generation they're in, I'm gifting them. And I picked 4 things from Amazon. I think that they're between $20 and $22. And if that person buys it, they message me and I'll just send it right to them.
And so if you think about that, Steph, because just when you were talking, I did the math. If your direct purchases it, you are making $82 on it. So something to think about. And I sometimes do this, and don't close your ears, Jody and Lily, and Dawn, because I don't know if I'm definitely doing this, but I might offer, hey, what if I give you half of my commissions? That's $40-something back. Or what if I give you the $53 and then it's only $500? Do you know what I mean? So like things like that incentivize your directs to purchase it. But I love the idea of her saying, buy it and do an event with it right away. Get on it. So I think that because I can't go to hers, maybe I will duplicate that in some way. But that leads me into the segue of part 3 of what I wanted to talk about that on this Zoom, which is that are we using events efficiently and effectively? Every single week, I post on Team A Game every single live event that is out there on the Rodan and Fields board. Doesn't mean every single event that there is. It just means everyone that I take from the Rodan and Fields corporate board. And I get them from the Dreamcatchers board also, or Amped Up, I guess. So what I want to ask everybody is, are we going through these? Are we using them to invite? And are we even having events of our own? I think that when we come back to the business building, to the real core of it, first of all, everyone knows, yes, it's back to basics with our regimens and really kind of putting Lash to the side and making Lash as what they say, I'm blanking on the word again, but as an additional item, as in like, do you want fries with that? But so yes, when we go back to the core of what we're doing, it's back to the basics of our regimens, and it's back to the basics of having events and inviting people to meet us, inviting them to do that one-on-one, like Melissa McCarthy always says, that belly to belly. Are we doing them? And if we're doing them, are they doing them consistently? I know Seth and I were talking about, you have these events and then nobody comes. And then you're like, why am I doing it? But the thing is that if you don't do it consistently, then that's always going to happen to you. So it's hard to keep trudging along, and believe me, I know, but you guys know about this business that it is all about the grit and it is all about failing forward. And actually, I'm going to sidetrack for a second. I had a call today. I've been trying to duplicate. Amanda has been on a million calls, as you guys know. She's been using LinkedIn and just to get people on the phone. So today, I've been trying to duplicate what she's doing, and I'm like 5 months shy. She started 5 months ago, but anyway, got someone on the phone today. And they told me that, this is fascinating, they wrote a book. And they wrote the book and they sent it out to a million different publishers and they got rejected. So they wrote a second book. They sent that second book out to a million different publishers and got rejected. So what'd she decide to do? She decided to make her own publishing company. She made her own publishing company, put the book out there. It didn't do well at first. So she invested more money and basically had it promoted herself. And it got onto the top 10 list of, I want to say, it was one of the papers. It wasn't the Times, but it was like a national paper. And from that, she got picked up by 2 national publishers. And now she's on her 7th novel for this national publishing company. So I was like, do you know what you said to me? You just told me a story about failing forward. And that's the part of my story that I want you to listen to, is that, and then I went on to, I'm a social worker and I needed the supplemental income. And so I joined this team and I have had many trials and tribulations, but you move forward to build your time freedom. And so really let me springboard on the fact that she was sharing, she failed to move forward. And I think that comes back to everything that we do in this business. And so I really feel like getting back to events, sorry to segue, but it was just an interesting conversation. Getting back to events, are we doing them? Are we consistent in doing them? And are we inviting to them? Does anybody have... Oh, and I wanted to also talk about the New York event, which is tomorrow, because most of the people on this call, not everybody, but most are in the New York area. And I just want to make sure that everybody knows that Amanda and her husband are presenting, Lisa and her husband, Rachel Barron and her husband, and I think Alex, is that right? Is Alex presenting, Steph? Do you know?
Yeah.
Alex is, and her husband, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Are you presenting, Steph?
No.
You're just going. You said
Yeah.
you're going, right?
I'm going, yeah. I'm bringing frames. So I play a very important role.
Oh, she's bringing frames.
I'm bringing stuff for the table.
She's bringing frames. Okay. So anyway, if anybody wants any more information on that, but I do think that it's important to host events, go to events. I don't have anybody yet for tomorrow night. I'm still going to try to get my butt there. Actually, I'm going to try to get somebody there. But just to keep inviting and just to keep alive. I guess that's always my biggest piece of what people ask me, what's your success in Rodan and Fields? My success is only that I just keep alive. I keep in action. Even when I'm failing, even when my volume is plummeting, believe me, guys, I know everybody's volume is going down. Mine's going down too. That's okay. I'm just going to keep going. I have the bigger picture in mind. I know who our doctors are, and I know who this business is, and I know about this brand. So, okay, so that was the third thing. And let me see if I had any more notes. Hold on. No. Those were really the three big things that I wanted to cover. I had some other notes, but they're kind of like just Jenny Aiken notes. So if anybody's done her challenge, they know. But it's kind of separate than what we're talking about and being in action. So, so that's it. Does anybody else have anything they want to add on any of those three topics? Live events, the 10-year special, or the roller special? And if anybody has something that worked, tell us. Like, how did you get, I mean, Joe, you had a couple. How did you get your people, your rollers?
I sent out emails, and then I followed up the emails with texts, and then people who always like my stuff on Instagram, I private message them on Instagram. I just like kept finding people, kept like trying to hit them from different angles.
Oh, I never
and I'm waiting
do Instagram. You can private message on Instagram?
Yeah, so if you go to your home screen, like if you're on it and on the bottom left is the little house, you click that. And then in the upper right-hand corner looks like a little letter. And you hit that and then you can send private messages.
Okay.
So like some people just aren't checking Facebook Messenger anymore. And like somebody who actually, this is a really good just kind of follow-up lesson, it was for me, that I'll share, is somebody immediately commented on a Facebook post that I did on the roller a couple days ago when we got the CEW award. An old PC who hasn't ordered anything in a year. I think I need this. So I said, okay, email me. I sent her the whole email that, by the way, I had already sent her like a version of it 2 weeks before and she ignored it. So I figured like she asked for information. I send her a whole email, nothing. So then I private messaged her on Instagram. Not sure if you saw my email. Sure enough, she's like, I never saw your email. So either like she didn't see it or it was like a polite way of saying she ignored it. But you know, now she's supposed to be giving me digits of her credit card tonight because she hasn't ordered in so long. She needs to give me new credit card digits. So, but yeah, and I just, you know, I did go back to people who, you know, telling them about the efficacy, you know, ends after a year. Some people are still like, oh, I'm good with my 3
I
years.
know. Has anyone had anybody purchase who had the blue roller? Anybody?
I did. I had 2 people purchase it. Yeah.
Who had the blue one?
Yeah.
Really?
With this special, but also after convention.
No, my people are like, no, I'm good.
But anyway, I would just like, if they're not responding to the emails, text them, private message them.
Okay, just following up.
Shameless.
Who else? Steph, what about you? What did you do for your roller special?
So I have a private group, like a PC page.
Oh,
You do, and I went live in there so many times. Iterated a lot of different things.
They were like, stop going live.
But what I found happened was it was almost like a commercial. So like the first time people were like, yeah, whatever, like they passed by it. Then the second time they were like, oh, wait a minute. And then by the third time they were like, oh, like I want to actually watch this. So I found actually that I had a lot of engagement on my last video. 17 people watched it live in the middle of the day, which is like, you know, a lot by my standards anyway. So I think that going live and sharing your own personal like experience with it. Also, I really liked Liz's language that she shared because it didn't like give all the information. Like it didn't say this roller does this and it's on sale for this and the retail price is this. Like it really created some curiosity. And I think that when you use the phrase like derma rolling or micro needling, your customers are not going to know what that is. So it's going to prompt them to ask you, which I thought was really smart. Also I think that I think the roller special is really great, and I'm sure that there are other leaders that would disagree with me when I say this, but I don't think that it's a bad idea to offer your customers something else that you're personally willing to fulfill if the roller is not their jam, because the reality is that it's not everyone's jam. Like, I have a lot of soothe and unblemished users. So I offered a jar of lip serum with a regimen purchase. I did that because I just happen to have them on hand. You can do an essentials item. You can do the hand cream, a body SPF. But I'm really, and this is like, when I do training on Lead the Way, I always say this, like, I am not afraid to make my own promotion to get where I want and need to be on the last day of the month.
Right.
So maybe what I'm messaging my customers, I started just before this, is I'm messaging them both. I'm saying we have 2 offers right now. I mentioned the roller, and I'm not giving the information about the roller and the regimen. It's just too much. So I'm telling them that the roller is on sale, and if they're interested in it, and then I know that they're a Reverse or Redefine user, then I'm introducing the even bigger savings. And then the other thing is my lip serum offer. So maybe offering both, because then if the roller is a dead end for them, it's kind of hard to go back and say, but wait, I have also this offer. So I kind of feel like it creates more avenues for you if you are looking to, have that person replenish.
Right. Okay. Wetzel, I want to get to your question in a second, but also, can you tell us how because you also sold a lot of rollers. No? One? Oh, you're with me. Did you email all your PCs? Unmute. Did you message all your PCs?
I text messaged all of them, and then I have an email that I drafted it today, but I'm sending it out tomorrow morning because I felt like today is just sort of like.
I know everybody's, I agree.
Yeah, everyone's kind of out of it, recovering from the weekend. So I included it as like a feature I put on a s'more. It's just called Rolling into Summer. And then I tell like a little blurb about like a little story that happened this weekend about like rolling the windows down and like smelling the salt air of this, the summer and things like that. And then I just sort of roll into the roller info. So, but I'm going to add in that stuff, Steph, that really is so helpful, because I didn't even think about like the Unblemished and Soothe users. I just skipped over even texting them, and I kind of felt a little funny, but I'll add that info in. That's great.
Yeah, my month-end strategy is just like whatever you got to do. That's
literally. She's like, let me give my paycheck here so that I can get my Lead the Way
Well,
mile.
because you know what, as leaders, and once you've been in this business for a while, you know what your team's volume and what your PSQB needs for you to get the paycheck that you want to get. And like right now, I'm not really close. I'm 15 orders away to my goal, and I'm just like, whatever. Like, I'll go see. This is also like, I replenish the same things over and over again in my CRP. Like, I have a million essentials products that I'll just like throw them out everywhere at the end of the month, and it's just, and I coach my team to do the same. But I really feel like my philosophy is that this is money I wouldn't have made anyway, probably offering something. So I could either make $40 or make no bucks. Like, I feel like, you got to do what you got to do to get it.
I love that you said you went live a couple times too. I did it in my group, but I just kind of did like a one and done. But so I'm definitely going to go back and do that.
I love that. I think that we can all learn from that, not just about going live, but yes, Wetzel, if you have a group for sure, but I think that we can all learn from that in general. And it's also following up on what Jody said. Like, if one method of communication doesn't work, try the other, because look, this team's going to get to 100 rollers. So, okay, let's go back to live events.
Are in the Bob Heilig training. I don't know if anybody else is here too, but all he does is preach about going live. Like, you literally should go live.
He's obsessed with going live.
Because it boosts your like the visibility. And at first I was like, this isn't working, but actually in the last 60 days I've had 30,000 people, like, it could be more than once, but like, engage with me on Facebook, and that's just from live video. So it does work.
That's crazy.
That's awesome. It's cool, right? That you could even measure that.
Okay, I am going to get back to events, so I'm putting something here for Wetzel. But the answer to how do you know before they're happening is I'm the same as you. I get them from Pluck & Company, from Jenny Aiken's page, and then we just share them on our own pages. Actually, I think sometimes you see them first, because I sometimes copy it from Drive, from your page. So I think we're all kind of, you know what I mean? Like, I think we're all getting to the same place. But what I did is, and I don't know if you read this post. No, you didn't, because I don't think that you're on this. I have a page for my Gen 1 and Gen 2. And in that page, I actually told people that one of the things that I want them to do, and it was after I listened to last week's, Jody and I were talking about last week's kind of how to get out of your, just like shake the slump, and everybody kind of is feeling like they're stuck and how to move past that stuck. And one of the things she said is like, use different tools, like stop using the same tools that you've been using and use different tools. So what I did is I put together a document, which I just put in this chat. And that document has every single virtual that has happened. So it has the one for the nurses, it has the one for the teachers, and you can go back and look at them with your, you know what I mean? Like, you can go back and say, I actually have a teacher that I'm trying to prospect right now. And I am planning to say to her, like, do you want to watch this together? Even, I mean, it's an hour, so that's a huge ask of somebody, but I think she might be kind of interested. But my point is that even if we miss them on that day, because the chances are on that day that someone's not going to be available here or there, or we didn't invite enough people or whatever. But we have them now as a tool, and I will add to it every time another one comes up. So every single one that's happened so far is listed there. Good. All right, guys. I think my 40-minute Zoom has about 36 seconds. What else? Did I leave anything out? Shauna, anything you wanted to add, girlfriend? You're sitting quiet?
I'm arguing about bedtime. No, I'm good. I'm good.
How's sales? Shauna won one of our prizes.
I did. Hopefully I have 4 more that I'm working to put in. So I did I copied Fran's. I was chatting back and forth with Fran. So I did her post, and it got me like 3 more, and then I had 1 or 2 in the works.
Awesome. All right, girls. So everybody knows where Fran's post is. It's on Team A Game. And that's it. If everyone else, I recorded this, so I will post it on A Game if anybody wants to re-listen or re-look at the chat. And thanks for getting on. I mean, the people who are on here are the people who are in action. So love you, girls. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.